Hello, hello.
Yo,
How we doing?
another day.
That's what I like to hear. What's up, Jacob?
Hey, coach.
Steven? Greg?
What's up, yo?
Not much. How's everybody doing?
Hello, hello.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Sup Alton, sup Rob. I
Yo,
see y'all.
How's everybody holding up today?
Right so far.
Nice. Who still got calories left? Everybody hit their calories already?
yep.
All right. We gonna see. Coming in slowly but surely.
Hey, grandmother. On a Zoom call. Hello.
Want to look at Resort and Dollywood, and we can just drive kind of thing.
Mister,
Sure.
I got the app. Let me go get my phone.
Well, make a burrito or a nuggets.
Yeah.
What's up, boss man?
What's up? Having a conversation, or is that just people's background?
People's background, I muted both of them.
Oh, good. Like, hey,
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
What's
Anna, what's up, girl?
I'm fine.
Coming back to the States already.
Yeah, in 35 days.
Couldn't get enough, huh?
No. I can't.
Jonathan, what's up? Didn't see you. Teresa, I see you.
What's up?
Steve, what's up, dude? I see you. Who else? Kat, I see Kat. I see May. Hey, Rich, I see Rich. Tim, what's up? My people are showing up.
What's up?
Glad to see you guys all here.
sounds like half the people are gorgeous. Where's everybody else's clients at?
Oh, all my team showed up.
They should be. It always happens. We get people show up to about 7:10.
Daddy needs that one. You can get yours.
Who else's clients are on here? Shout them out.
Let me see. Hannah's here. Jacob's.
Yeah, I'm here.
I got some of mine that are working nights and taking care of family.
I don't know. I remember Robert last time he was talking about being a driver. I think he was driving last time too.
Yep. That's all I do. Just
Yeah,
drive,
he's
drive,
always
drive.
You made a good impression because I still remember you.
Hi Marisol, what's up?
There you go, Tomas.
Andes, how you doing?
What up, Will?
Good, thank you.
Representing for Cat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Give me a second.
Come another one.
Let's hear some wins while we wait for everybody else to pop on, guys. Who's got a good win for us?
Let's see.
Nobody got a win. Everybody just failing all their fitness goals right now. Or what's up?
Yeah, I got to win. I'm new to the program. My name's Hey, Tomas, what's up, man? Hey, I'm a client of Tomas. My first week down. I'm feeling a little more comfortable with filling out the grid, understanding Trainerize, our other apps that we have to use. So this is my first week down, so I feel really motivated and a lot more comfortable with the program than I did with day one. So that's a win for me right now. That's a huge win.
Nice. Let's go.
Indeed.
Good stuff.
Jonathan had a big win today. I shared with the team. Jonathan, you want to share with the rest of the crew?
Yeah, I was about to speak up. So, my team at work, I got 6 NCOs that work for me. I'm the station commander for a recruiting station for the Army, and my whole team has hopped on this fitness journey with me. So as they've seen me put in the work, they've started doing their own things to improve and set goals for the whole station for like where they want to be in their physical fitness. And it's just awesome to watch.
Yeah, that's super awesome. Yeah, like I said, I shared it with the team. Everyone's happy to hear that. That you have a whole team behind you, and you're the leader.
Yeah, it makes you feel good as a leader whenever you're doing something that they're noticing that improves the whole team and they're joining in on it. It's an awesome experience.
Yeah, it's encouraging. It's awesome.
It makes it where when you're doing it, it's a responsibility now.
Yep.
Now you can't afford to slack because they're looking up to you.
They're looking at it, exactly. And I didn't realize I was failing them in that way, but now I kind of feel like I was, and I need to be stepping up my game.
Crazy how when you think ain't nobody paying attention, you find out everybody is.
Yep, 100%. They're mimicking me, getting away with things because they're watching me and I'm not doing it.
Always room for improvement.
Who else?
Lead by example, Jonathan. That's awesome.
Nobody else got any kind of wins right now.
My only win is I'm down 51 pounds. That's my win.
How much?
Huh?
You said 51?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't start totally in body ops. He's like 12 weeks in with us, and he's been working on that for a while. But
yeah, he got it though. Yeah. He's still down 51. That goes to show consistency.
Yeah, and he works hard to get steps in. He's working hard to get good quality food on the road all the time, making it happen.
You could be the poster client.
I doubt that.
I'm talking about for truckers.
Yeah, for truckers, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
If you can do it on the road, like nobody else really should have an excuse. It's kind of like our guy Josh, who didn't have any legs, had him blown off in Afghanistan, and he dropped 55 pounds. So it's like when I talk to people and they give me the excuses, I'm just like, I just point to him, like.
And Matt, don't forget he got rid of his electric chair, $20,000 chair. He got rid of it. He walks on his prosthetics permanently now.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Did he sell it? Did he flip it?
No, he kept it. He just don't use it.
Oh, just in case. All right.
He got it as a relic. He said he uses it as a reminder that he's never going to go back to it.
It would have been good if he flipped it. He made money out of it.
No, he probably, knowing Josh, he probably going to try to turn it into a racing car.
He's going to pimp it out?
Yeah, he racing cars with his father. So that was the funny part. All right, Matt.
Can I end up put a motorcycle motor on it?
Yeah. Matt, you want to take the picture or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone. I can't take the picture.
All right, I got it. All right, I'm not going to make y'all wait. All right, y'all know what it is. I got to take 2 pictures. Let's get them arms out. Flex some arms. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bigger.
Gotta get one more. I don't know who else gonna be on the other one. Flex again. 1, 2, 3. All right. First and foremost, thank you everybody for being on the live training. We got a good one for you today. I think this doesn't just resonate to the clients, but to the coaches as well, to all of us as people. So tonight, you all get to listen to Coach George. So I'm going to mute
George.
I'm going to mute everybody. George, you unmute yourself and start when you're ready to share your screen, brother.
All right.
I'm asleep.
Somebody unmute themselves. Please, Erica's unmuted.
Yeah, because she just came in. Some of the people just came in.
Oh,
I still got like 5 people coming in. I knew that was going to happen. All right, it should be good, George.
all right. Just let me know if I miss any of the messages, because I'm terrible at multitasking with that, but I can see people's screens right here. So E, I think you do a good job at moderating. So if I'm going too fucking fast or I'm fucking boring the shit out of people, just stop me and ask some questions, all right? So this presentation is the power of owning the fucking day. There's a reason why fucking is in there, because I cuss a lot. So thankfully Matt cusses a lot too. So I don't, I'm not afraid of having to, cuss. So that's why it's in there. The main reason why I came up with this presentation is to set yourself up for success. So if you own the day, don't let the day own you. You'll set yourself up for success every day, every single day, and the rest will follow. So, there's some people that think they could just wake up and just kind of freestyle their day. I'm sure a lot of people come into the program have been doing that and haven't been seeing the results. And other people get a little lazy, where it's like, all right, I don't really have to meal plan. I don't have to create a schedule. Everything's going to work out. And then at the end of the day, they're sending me their screenshots and they're like, oh, sorry, coach, like this happened. That's why if you set yourself up for success, that's not going to happen. So the main reason why I came up with this presentation is to give not only myself, but other coaches a blueprint on how to kind of coach a little bit better and use the tools that we have, which is homeworks. So homeworks is something that we send on a weekly basis. There are some clients that do a pretty good job at keeping up with that, watching the homework, sharing the feedback that they get out of it, and you're setting yourself up for success in the program. There are some people that aren't necessarily doing that, so this is a good way to kind of touch on that. And if you need to go back and watch those homeworks to help you with something that you might be struggling, it might be something that your coach has told you over and over again. But when you hear it from Matt himself, or you hear from one of the other coaches and you actually see it written down, broken down into a presentation, it might resonate and it might actually, give you the kick in the butt that you needed. And like, all right, cool. I need a fucking meal prep. Like coach has been telling me to meal prep. I haven't done it. I have to do it, or, get better with time management, which is something that Kat talked about two presentations ago. Which is something that we all need. I try to follow my schedule as much as possible, and it makes everything a lot easier as the day goes on. Okay. So the first thing, this topic itself is covered on the foundations homework. Let me move to the side. There you go. All right, this is messing me up. All right, so this having a morning routine is on homework number 1, which is foundations, which is you want to have a morning routine to start your day. Obviously, this presentation was set up on on the scenario that you go to sleep at night, like most people, and you have a 9 to 5, and it's set up on that. I know a lot of people. There are some people that don't necessarily have that schedule. Some people have fluctuating schedules, so. It's about creating your perfect day, whatever works for you. So if this doesn't apply in the same sequence that it is, all you have to do is mess around with it, and then that's when your coach will be able to help you as far as what your plan is going to be. So your morning routine, you want to do 3 out of these 4 things, if not all 4 things. So number 1, wake up at the same time every day. the better you are with that, the more successful you're gonna be, because your circadian rhythm is established. Now, if you're waking up super early let's say Monday through Friday, on the weekends, if you're waking up 1 or 2 hours later, it's not anything crazy. But if you're waking up at 5 in the morning and then on the weekends you're waking up at 10, you're just gonna fuck up your whole system and it's gonna be out of whack. So try to, have the same routine as far as waking up every day. Number 2, you want to reach for a glass of water. As soon as you wake up, you want to rehydrate. I know a lot of you have measured, or I know I've jumped on the scale the night before and then jumped on the scale once I wake up and it's like, oh, fuck, I lost 2 pounds. And that's why we have you weigh in the morning, because it's going to be your truest weight. But we also want to make sure that it's you're hydrating by drinking a cup of water. And if you are reaching for a cup of coffee before you get your day started and then kind of hit the ground running, you want to make sure you hydrate, because coffee is a diuretic, so it's going to dehydrate you a little bit. And it's going to give you caffeine, but we want to make sure you're having a glass of water beforehand. Okay. Number 3, you want to get some light and some movement. So to reset your circadian rhythm, getting some sun in your eyes if the sun is out would help, or just any light. Also some movement. I'm not talking about a full workout routine. Some people, that might be their first thing, a workout in the morning. I'm just talking about some movement as far as like squats, some push-ups, some sort of mobility movement to just kind of get your blood flowing, get your muscles moving, and get you on about your day. And then lastly, I'll close this right here, have breakfast. So some people might not necessarily be having breakfast first thing, but if you are, you want to have your breakfast and then get your day started, okay? So I'll slow down a little bit on this next one.
So Jorge, we should do breakfast before we work out?
That depends. That's why I'm saying it depends if you're gonna work out, like an hour or even 30 minutes, and you feel like it's something that you can do that'll work for you. I honestly don't like to eat right before I work out, so I do it a little bit differently. When I'm working out early in the morning, I'm usually doing it fasted. If you are gonna, replenish or nourish your body, maybe something like a complex carb, maybe a fruit, some oatmeal, if that's something that's light on your stomach and allows you to give you enough energy to get through your workout. So it obviously depends.
Yeah, Alton, I do fasted cardio in the morning, right? But the danger with that, well, not the danger. The key with that, if you're going to do a fasted workout, first of all, you end up using energy from the food from the night before, right? So you're going to be a little bit depleted, but you're going to get rid of water weight. That's really is to use your water weight in the fat cells, right? Versus energy from the food. But what you want to do if you're going to do that is you want to eat within an hour of being done with working out. Does that make sense? Because some people do what they like to call intermittent fast, right? Or it's just a form of a fast where you don't start eating before this time and you stop eating at this time, right? So if I don't eat before 11, but I work out at 8, that's perfect.
Yep.
George, there is a question. So Chase means ask, what if you wake up early, come home and take a mid-morning nap?
So they're working overnight?
No, he works out early in the morning with PT and then comes back for a nap.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, that would depend, and that's something I'll touch a little bit more as far as your sleep. If you're getting sleep, where you're able to work out and then come back for a nap, or you're not getting enough sleep and you need to take a nap after, that's something that works. So that's why I'm saying this is set up on a basis that you're going to sleep overnight and then you're going to work right after that. So obviously there's going to be some tweaks for some people. But let's say your first meal of the day is breakfast. You want to make sure you're having a high protein meal. So by the time you get to week 2, you should be getting your homework as far as your macros and then weighing your food, measuring it out, and tracking it on MyFitnessPal. So by the time you're having your week 2 and you're having your breakfast, you should already know what your macros should be. But more importantly, your calories. So if you're still struggling with the macros, calories is the most important. But once you move on, down the line as far as the program, you want to make sure you're having about 25 to 50 grams of protein, because that's going to set you up for success for the rest of the day. I've had some people that are trying to, get all their protein in at the end of the day. Protein is very filling, and it's going to make it feel like a task. As far as like, oh, I feel like I'm just having to fucking, eat and shove food down my mouth to be able to hit my macros or my calories. So that's why if you start off with a good high protein breakfast, it'll set you up for success. You want to do less sugar, more fat. So you want to skip the donuts, you want to skip the waffles, you want to skip the cereal, because all that is high in sugar. And your body's going to go through it quickly, and all of a sudden you're going to be hungry again. So preferably, when in doubt, just go for something like eggs and steak. Those are higher in protein. They're also higher in fat. Or if you're already measuring out for the day, chicken, salmon, and Greek yogurt is high in protein, but those are lower in fat. So here's where I open it up to people as far as like, what's your favorite breakfast meal as of right now, or what was it in the past? Like in the past, I used to start with a bowl of cereal, and that was fucking terrible. I loved it. It's giving me some good carbs, but now I've adjusted that. So what's everyone's favorite breakfast meal?
I used to do a lot of Greek yogurt and granola. I would do 2 big cups of Greek yogurt, get good 40 to 50 grams of protein, maybe a little bit more from the granola, but I don't do that quite so much anymore. But that was always one of my favorites.
Hey, Jacob. Hey, y'all. Hold on real quick. If y'all want to say it, y'all got to say it out loud. Speak up so we can, so he don't have to read it in the chat.
I do smoothies, and today I had Greek yogurt with protein, so protein powder. I mix it up, and I add a few things like nuts. I'm bulking, so I need to get a lot of calories in. So nuts, blueberries, everything that's filling in there, and I get like 1,000 calories almost each meal. So yeah, it's really high in protein too.
I'm also a big fan of smoothies. I like oatmeal smoothies. You can put like pretty much anything in there. A cup of fruit, blueberries is my favorite. Peanut butter, Greek yogurt in there. Sky's the limit with oatmeal. So
yeah, that's a good one. And then May shared it in the group chat. And she's my client, and she shared that Pro Dough is like your pancakes, but those are higher in protein. So that's a good option for her, because she's able to get her, her pancakes and donuts that she loves, but they're higher in protein. So that's a good recipe that she shared with me and the rest of the team. So that's a good one right there, May. Anybody else have another breakfast meal they'd like to share?
Yeah, something that I've shared with Coach Jacob. I eat a huge breakfast every single day. Usually consists of cottage cheese and a banana, and then I'll have 7 egg whites with 1 whole egg, at least a cup of spinach, and then half a cup of mixed bell peppers. And I have all that before I go to the gym, but these workouts have been so tough. I've been smelling like straight ammonia throughout the whole workout. So I've even started adding half of a sweet potato to the breakfast just to give me some more carbs before that workout. And still, I guess I need to eat more carbs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a bit complex carb that you're having, because it's going to take a little bit longer to digest, because it's higher in fiber. So it's not like your quick carbs that are high in sugar. That's something that I would definitely recommend or keep up. And have you noticed that you're having more egg whites to be able to hit your protein goal for the rest of the day?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, eggs are good, but if it's messing up your fats for later on in the day, then just throwing 1 egg in there for the fats, and then the rest egg whites is a perfect way to make it a high protein meal, and then you're still getting a little bit of fat for some hormone balance. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next slide.
That's good knowledge for me, because I'm killing it on the eggs, but I'm definitely not taking the yolk out.
Yeah, and in your case right now, we're trying to hit 2,700 calories. So that's why I'm talking about down the line, when we start looking more at the macros and we start going into a calorie deficit, that might be a substitution we need to make. It's like, all right, instead of having just a bunch of eggs, have 2 eggs, and then have servings of egg whites to help you with the protein and not go over your fats later on. For now,
great.
He can get egg beaters.
There you go. Yeah. And right now we're just focusing on those 2,700 calories, and he's losing weight. So
That's Matt's go-to. Matt uses egg beaters because it looks like real eggs. It tastes like it too, but it's egg whites.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another good option. So right here, whistle while you work. How many of you commute, and for how long is your commute whether it's on the way to work or whatever task that you have to do? Is there big commuters?
Yeah, I'm 2
45
hours every day, so I'm 1 hour one way and an hour back home, so 2 hours each day, 10 hours a week.
What are you usually doing during that time?
Usually taking phone calls, either something related work calls, or I'm talking to friends and family. Usually, that's what I'm doing.
Good way to be efficient with your time.
Trying to be.
Yeah. Anybody else? Big commuters?
I'm exactly the same way, an hour one way to and an hour home. And that's definitely where I get my meditation time in. It was just something that I can move into that block in the morning to be able to accomplish that. And it's just kind of a calming thing to do on that morning commute.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's something that I'll be touching on right here. So before I keep going, you want to be as efficient with your time as possible and as effective. So if you're commuting for that many, like 1 hour one way, 1 hour next, and you're running into the problem is like, hey, I don't have enough time for meditation. That's a good time to do meditation. My number one suggestion is listen to a podcast. I love listening to podcasts, whether it's informational or for entertainment purposes. So depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I don't fucking want to learn anymore. I feel like I have too much in my head and I just want to, be entertained and fucking laugh. And Joe Rogan is my number one podcast that I go to. It's mostly entertainment, but there's some information there. Number two, if you specifically want to be informational, Audible books is great. If you don't have time to read books and you're like, oh, I don't have time to get any knowledge or make time to read books, this is a perfect time to do an Audible book, whether you're driving. I like to do when I'm going on a walk as well. And like you said, meditation would be a good time right here. You're not zoning out. You're just kind of zoning into whatever the guided meditation is. Still focus on the road, but like that, there's no reason why you can't give yourself 10 minutes to meditate and focus on your stress relieving tools, which is something that we use for meditation for, especially if you're stressed out at home or work. If you're on your way to work and you have a very important meeting, meditate. By the time you get to the meeting, you're a little bit, calmer. Cooler head will prevail, and then you'll be more effective with your time. And then number three, listen to music. If you don't want to fucking, listen to something that's informational or more education, you just, woke up feeling in a good mood, you want to jam out. Most people are listening to the radio. Like I think Andrew said, he usually goes on a phone call with his family. That's another way or a work meeting. I've taken work meetings while I'm driving, home. It's a good way to be efficient. So this one goes along with the lines of time management, which is like I touched on earlier. Coach Cat talked about this. So managing your time better, like that, you could be more efficient and more effective, and like that, your commute isn't just a total waste of time if you can make it, something valuable.
Listen to your homework too. So
there you go. If you haven't caught up on your homework, there's a good time. You don't have to watch these live trainings. You can always listen to the live trainings. That's good, Tomas. This one here goes along with time management as well. You want to be able to get to work. Once you get to work, you want to, be able to be efficient, be effective, stay on task. Don't procrastinate, because if you're procrastinating for work, you might be procrastinating for other things in life, whether it comes with like the program. It's like, oh, I know I need a meal plan, or I know I need to track before I get lost. So don't be lazy. And honestly, how many people when they're at work feel like they're working all 8 hours? How many hours are you actually working on average? Let's say I open up to anyone. Especially if you're working from home. 2020, a lot of people started working from home. So it might be a time where like you're working half the time and the other time you're not, which allows, if there's flexibility, it allows you to be able to do stuff like workout or, you know, meal prep, things that'll help you with the program.
I don't know. COVID kind of changed my job significantly. My work is, I mean, quadrupled since COVID started. So I'm pretty at it, 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, I do about 16 hours a day, roughly, give or take.
Yeah.
I got a question, George.
Go ahead.
Who here used to procrastinate before they came to Body Arts, but now you don't do it as much?
That's a good one.
I would
used to
definitely say I
procrastinate
did
before
about.
joined the Marine Corps. They broke me of that real quick.
Good.
Yeah, I would say the Army did the same, but as I got further in my career, I noticed it, and physical fitness was the biggest place I was doing the procrastination.
Yep.
Oh, this injury has made it where I can't do this sickness. I'm getting old, all the excuses. And now I see myself doing things I haven't done in 8 years.
Right there.
That's me.
Good.
After I got out of the Marine Corps, I said, I'm not working out no more. They made me work out all the time.
Yeah.
Now I wish I would have stuck with it.
Yep. And I mean, I did have a series of things that got in my way. I tore my rotator cuff, had to have surgery. I had a tumor removed. I got in a really bad car accident. And these are all kind of back to back. But I could have recovered a lot sooner from each one, but I was using them as an excuse to take a very extended break.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like too, because I'm in the Army and I know that they definitely don't take a break on you. Like you may have a profile, but they definitely don't like they don't try to take the stress off you. At least I've noticed that from my profession and what I do in the Army is kind of like, yeah, I'm hurt, but just tough it out. It's kind of where
that's pretty universal,
it is.
man.
Yeah, and that's different everywhere you are. Like I'm running a recruiting station where I'm the highest ranking person for over an hour. You know what I mean? So I can get away with things that I couldn't if I was back on the line. So it made it a lot easier for me to make that excuse. I mean, they call them 79 roly-polies for a reason. But I'll bust on my own MOS. It's the truth. Like you don't have to get up and go to PT. Most of the days work calls 9. My rules with my recruiters are if you're passing tape and you're passing your PT test, PT's on your own. And I mean, so because we're coming from all different directions, some of my recruiters live an hour and 15 minutes from me. So it's not like we're going to meet for 6:30 PT. So you're just trying to get in where you fit in, where you can find a place to live when you're away from the base.
Nice.
Yeah, I just show up on the weekends. I'm only a reservist, but my unit tends to do a very similar thing. We're just a bunch of 88 mistakes. So we just show up, hit the gym for about an hour, get an hour to go do personal hygiene and grab breakfast, and then we just kind of get to doing the job. You know, as long as you're not being a fat piece of shit, they tend to leave you the hell alone. You know, and if you don't pass weight but you pass tape, they leave you be. Yeah, but, same here. I mean, I've used injuries in the past to let myself kind of go. I mean,
it's like I was making weight and tape. I was passing my PT test, but to the standard I'd held myself for, you know, all those years. I'm 20 years in, you know, all those years that I'd held myself to, I'd let that go.
So guess what? As relevant as that is, that's irrelevant now because now you're here. So now you're doing it for a reason, not because somebody telling you to do it. You chose to come here. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right? So now you can get to enjoy to do it. Now it's a way of life versus a job that you got to do.
Now it can't be light duty commandos. That's what they used to call us if you were sick bay. Sick bay people. Yeah.
And I find myself wanting to add more to it. Like at first it was like, 4 workouts a day, 10,000 steps, getting to 10,000 steps. I'm doing my 10,000 steps now with a 30-pound vest. I'm finding ways to excel past what's even being expected of me. I mean, it's amazing to watch my own transformation, what I'm going through, like with my own mentality in this program. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you have to add different challenges to it. Because like you said, most of you guys came from having a structure and then you kind of got away from that. And this is what this program provides, some structure. For some people, it's like, oh, this is something I've been missing. For other people, it's like, fuck, this reminds me of the military where I don't necessarily want to do this. But you've seen success in the past, so that'll allow you to be more successful by having a structure, having a plan. So this takes me to my second meal of the day. Like I said, not everyone's going to be having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but just humor me. And let's say we're having a second meal. Same thing again. I'm gonna sound like a broken record. High protein meal, 25 to 50 grams. For the people that have been doing this for a long time, you'll notice that protein is the hardest thing. That's why you have to make sure you're. And then this kind of touches back on homeworks number 4 and 5, meal prep, and then high protein options. So you want to make sure you're preparing yourself or setting yourself up for success for the day by knowing how many grams you're going to have, breakfast, lunch, and dinner like that. Let's say you're trying to hit 200 grams of protein. If you're having 50 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's 150. That means you only have to supplement with 2 protein shakes in between as a snack. That gets you to your 200. Obviously, everyone's going to be a little bit different. So if your protein goes a little bit lower, you might only need 25, 30, 40. So here, chicken, beef, fish, turkey, same as in the morning, you could switch it up. If you're having, chicken in the morning, you might have beef or fish in the afternoon, and then, beef for dinner. It all depends how your breakdown is going. Here, like I said earlier, complex carbs will fuel you for the rest of the day. So sweet potatoes, grains, fruit, like that. If you happen to feel a little bit lethargic or you feel like your energy level is not there, it might be because of your nutrition. You might be, and I'm sure there's been people that have tried intermittent fasting in the past, and then they realize while they're crashing in the middle of the day, it's probably because you're not nourishing your body with the right type of nutrients. So that's why protein is key, but you also want to make sure you're hitting carbs and fats. People going into a diet, they're automatically looking at carbs and fats as a bad thing, but all 3 of them are much needed. Carbs will give you short-term energy, fats will give you long-term energy, and it's going to regulate your hormones. So especially for females, if your fats are too low, you'll notice that that's kind of having a backfire on your weight loss because you're not giving your hormones the right type of nutrients. So here, are you meal planning for lunch? Are most people meal planning for lunch? Because I'll use myself as an example. Usually the way I meal prep is I meat prep on Mondays, and then usually whatever I have for dinner is going to be my next day's lunch. So is anybody else doing that, or what are your ways of attacking your lunch and your plan?
So when I go to the grocery, I always buy like 3 or 4 big packs of chicken, and about twice a week I will go ahead and marinate them for about 6 hours, and then I do like 10 chicken breasts. It takes me 2 runs on this little grill I've got, but I'll do 10 chicken breasts, and then I cut them up into 6-ounce portions, stick them in little plastic containers that I can put in a cooler. And my job is pretty odd being a survival instructor. I have to do things a little different than most people. I'll carry that little cooler and put it in the instructor hut, but sometimes work will be so crazy I'll go 12, 13 hours without realizing I haven't eaten, but I can run to that cooler and grab those little packs of chicken, and or I'll use those tuna packets that have the grains in them or whatever. And
okay,
I'll use that a lot because it's easy to just grab and go when you're in between sessions.
Yeah. First of all, where are you getting your chicken? Are you shopping in bulk?
No, I typically go to whatever. I think it's Purdue is the brand that I'm getting from Kroger.
Oh, okay, right on. Were you doing that before you started with the program, or were you just kind of going, like you said, 10, 12 hours without eating and just being like, fuck, I guess I just have to, eat a bunch after?
Well, it's like I said, this job is a little strange. I may work for 2 weeks straight and then I don't work for 2 weeks. And, I just started a farm here in West Virginia. So When I'm here doing the farm, I'm working my ass off all day, but I make sure to take the time to use those meal preps.
Yeah.
I still hit that gym, even pounding pickets all day, and still take that time to come in and do those meal preps.
Who's your coach, Eric?
Jacob.
So I'm sure he's helped you establish his type of structure, right? Like that, you're not missing out on a bunch of protein in the middle of the day when you get busy.
Oh no, I'm definitely reaching my protein goal. Except the only time that I have a hard time is on the weekends. I'm working at the survival school, is just because you might get 3 hours of sleep and working 21 hours a day. So it is what it is on those 4 days.
Okay, right on. Anybody else have a meal plan for the lunch, or what are you typically having for lunch?
If I don't already have my meal set for the day, I go to the commissary. I grab 2 Healthy Choice and the Core Elite protein drink. That 56. The Healthy Choice meal is about 28 grams. I get the grilled chicken and broccoli and Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
5 grams of fat per meal, 4 net carbs per meal, and 28 grams per meal. I get 2 of those, so that puts me at 56 protein. Then I get a Core Elite, which is another 42 grams, which puts me at 98. Yeah, and that's normally my backup before, if I don't have a meal already set up.
Hey,
I'll tell you, I live on those Core Elites, man. I swear by them now.
Hold on, Robert. Hold on. Y'all hear what Will just said? I don't know if y'all caught that.
98.
That's notification right there. He just named his entire meal and knew the macros by heart.
Yeah.
How many of y'all actually do that?
I haven't got into macros yet.
Okay, so not you, right?
It's coming. It's coming.
I do that. Like, I've tracked my food so much because of Matt that I can eyeball stuff damn near. I've tried it where I eyeballed it. And I'm like, and I was probably 0.1 off, 0.3 off sometimes because I know exactly how it feels in my hand. So, Will, I think that's dope.
Yeah, that is.
You know the macro breakdown of that meal, so you know exactly what you're getting when you get it. Way to pay attention, bro. That's real dedication.
Thank you. Cat gets on me, so it's like, what do you have? You hit your proteins, and I'm like, I'm more than halfway there. I promise you. I get home, all I gotta do is my 60 or my 70, and I'm good. And I have ways of doing that too. Greek yogurt and having me a nice little. I do about 9 ounces of chicken for dinner,
Yeah,
So.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right, let's keep going before I take up too much of you guys' time. So work it out. This one touches on homework number 9, best workouts. Matt talks about how the best workout is the one you're actually doing. So if you're trying to get into the gym and you're having a hard time, and I've had plenty of people that have started with either walks, doing home workouts, whether it's just body weight or doing some resistance bands, because that works better for them, then that's what we start with. And then eventually, get them to the point where they're hitting the gym consistently. Some people are automatically starting at the gym. So that's a beautiful thing, but you want to make sure you're getting your daily activity in, whether it's you're training with your workout session, you're doing some cardio, going for a run. If you have happen to have a rest day, but you make it an active rest day by getting your steps in, that's a great way to do, still take a rest as far as, doing some strength training, but you're still raising your metabolic rate by going on walks, and, that's a great thing to do. And if it's just your rest day, you're good on your steps, you're up to schedule with those week workouts, you could just fucking enjoy your rest day. Like, you don't have to stress out about like, oh, what else can I do? There's always a plan. If it gets to the point where, maybe 3 workouts is too easy and you want to go to 4, that's something you have to make sure you're communicating with your coach, like that you're making it a challenge. Jonathan took it upon himself to throw on that vest. I never told him he had to throw on the vest. I was just telling him, hit your step goals. But obviously that got too easy for him to throw on that vest, and now it's a good challenge for him to not only hit your steps, but it makes him feel a little bit better about what he's doing on those rest days, or those active rest days. And then my question here, and I'll just two people just share what your average workout is and what your current routine is like.
So this is kind of where I wanted to. I was hoping we'd get to this. Is I definitely don't work out as much in the gym as I say I should, but I definitely work out like Monday through Friday, mandatory PT, 6:30 to 7:45 every day. That's what, an hour and 15 minutes. Every day we're running 6 miles, running 4 miles, doing some kind of hit cardio, some kind of weight training in the gym, whether it's sled pulls, doing snatches, whatever it is. And this is kind of where I wanted a little bit of feedback of like, should I be going to the like doing PT Monday through Friday and then also going to the gym after work, or like is there training too much or too little, or like you know what I mean?
There is overtraining. Like I've had some people that. How many weeks are you in?
I've been in the program for, I think I'm starting my 3rd month.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. So there is a case where you might be overtraining. So I've had some people they want to do their PT and also want to work out, and then they realize they kind of hit a wall. Honestly, it sounds like you're pretty active. Monday through Friday is a pretty good amount of activity that you're getting. In that case, I think you can focus more on the nutrition because it sounds like the workouts. But if you do need a challenge as far as like more strength training, then that's something that that you could definitely add on to it. But you also want to make sure you're finding the balance. If you're getting enough sleep, if you're, hitting your step goals, if you're not having any trouble with your, with your nutrition, then that's something that you could probably add to your workout routine. But honestly, I feel like that's Monday through Friday is pretty good. But if you're already going 3 months in, then it's something that you could probably add on to it.
Yeah, 100%. And the problem I find with like going to the gym, right, is like I don't want to be sore going into morning PT the next day and they pull out with like say I do legs Wednesday and I go to work Thursday for PT and they're like, all right, we're going on a 6-mile run,
Yeah,
it's just kind of those things.
Yeah, see, that's where finding that happy balance is good, because if you are going into PT, you're not going to perform as well, and then all of a sudden you're looking back at your workout like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done it, and then it gets a little bit more consistent. So you definitely don't want to be sore all the time, because then that's going to have an effect on your muscle growth, because you're not allowing it to give it enough rest, and allowing it to recover and then grow. So I think if you're doing Monday through Friday PT, I think it should be pretty good. Not necessarily feeling like you have to add a gym routine to it.
George, so I have something to tell to Chase. I'm used to overtraining because I play soccer and I like going to the gym. Going to the gym is like my meditation. And the main thing that I take from that is you need to start listening to your body. So when your body, you'll start understanding how your body feels, and you will notice when your body asks for that rest day. So you need to do a better job listening to your body and how your body feels through your workouts.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good way to know if you're overtraining, if you're sore all the time. And there's some people that misconstrue with being sore as being effective. It's like you want to be sore, periodically on a month-to-month basis, but if you're literally sore after every workout, like I said, you might not be giving your muscles enough time to recover, and that might have an effect on you being able to gain muscle and look stronger and feel stronger.
Or your nutrition's off there if you're sore every day. Like you're not getting your protein in. That's a big one for soreness.
Protein, BCAAs too. If you're not getting enough protein and you're not taking BCAAs, then that might be something that could help, or something that you could add on to your after workout routine. All right, so here, wind down. This is let's see, wind down number 9. This one's talking about there we go. This was talking or touching more about your big why. So most people come into the program with a goal in mind as far as, weight. Most people are going to have a weight in mind that they want to look at, they want to get to, whether it's something that, coming out of survey, that's where you were at, 20 years ago, before you got married, before you had kids, that you want to get to. But ultimately, the biggest why Don't get me wrong, it's fine if it's just an aesthetic thing. But for the most part, you want to do it for your loved ones. You want to be around a little bit longer. You want to be, I have Steve here on the call that just wanted to be able to do basic chores and not get winded. And he's been able to accomplish that. So you at the end of the day, you want to wind down, you want to be able to enjoy your loved ones. You want to be able to have time to hang out with your friends. If you happen to have time to take on a hobby that's fun, then that would be a perfect time. Go out into nature. If you're just going on a walk around your neighborhood, or you have the access to go on a hike, you know, stuff like that, or just relax and recover. If you've already put in the work for the day, I know I have a tendency to, when I don't put in the work at the end of the day and I'm just hanging out with my wife and daughter and I'm watching TV, in the back of my head, I'm like, fuck, I didn't really put the best effort today. And that's when I feel bad about just fucking relaxing. When I do put in the work, at the end of the day, I'm just enjoying, you know, the time I have with my family. So there's a quote here by Tony Robbins: if you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. So you want to make sure that at the end of the day, your biggest why is the reason that keeps you going. So if it is something that you wind down with as far as family, then, you know, that's, you want to be able to enjoy this process as well. And then third meal. So I put third meal after. I could easily flip those. For me, my third meal is my favorite meal. It's a time where I get time to spend time with my wife and daughter. We always have dinner together. That's something I never skip. So this is part of my wind down. Same thing, like I said, I sound like a broken record. You want to make sure you're having a high protein meal, 25 to 50 grams. Here, like I said, is my favorite meal. So I usually save most of my calories for the end of the day. Sometimes I'm having about half of my calories, dinner and post-dinner. I have a post-dinner meal that I'm having where it's Greek yogurt and protein powder. That's 50 grams of protein.
That's my favorite too.
There you go. And I'm having that after my dinner. So I'm kind of getting around the ballpark of world numbers as far as like 98 grams of protein. But honestly, it all depends. If I did a pretty good job of spreading my meals out, I'm not feeling like I am force feeding myself. There are some days where it's like, all right, you know, I am. And sometimes I have the flexibility to throw in half a serving of peanut butter. So I can afford the carbs and I can afford the fat. So this is my favorite meal: steak, tuna, chicken. You know, I say feast like a beast. But what's everyone's can't miss meal? And I'm not sure if Renee's on here, but Renee's go-to meal is breakfast. He starts with a loaded breakfast, and he's noticed that that's helped him with the process because it makes it a little bit easier for him. So what's everyone's can't miss meal if it's dinner or if it's something else?
I do the same. I save a lot of my calories for dinner, so I eat usually a big steak. I'm a big ribeye guy. Love ribeyes, so I usually do like a ribeye and some potatoes. Throw in some vegetables, asparagus, green beans, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, you can afford all the fats. Now, it's not wrong, but if some people start with, you know, by not preparing and start that day, it might mess up their macros for the rest of the day. Like, fuck, I can't eat anything because everything has carbs and fats. Now it's like I'm making it harder for myself. So that's why I do the same thing. Anybody else's favorite meal is something other than dinner?
Mine's breakfast, so I live for breakfast.
There you go. See, everyone's gonna be a little different, especially based on your goals. All right, and this takes me to a bedtime routine. So this is homework number 10, or sorry, homework number, where is it at? 6. Yeah, homework number 6, sleep hygiene. And this is the one that Jacob just did a month ago. He talked about having the sleep hygiene, how to set yourself up for success. And this comes along the lines of having a morning routine, waking up at the same time. You want to go to sleep at the same time every night. You want to shoot for 6 to 9 hours of continuous sleep. Like somebody mentioned earlier, if you need a nap because you didn't get at least 6 hours, this will be a good time. Whether it's only 30 to 45 minutes, it kind of makes up for missing a sleep cycle. So you want to focus on getting 35 sleep cycles per week based on a 90-minute circadian rhythm. Not everyone has a 90-minute circadian rhythm, but that's, you know, that's ballpark. That's the number that's usually used. If you're getting 6 to 9 hours of sleep, 6 hours is 4 sleep cycles. 7.5 hours is 5 sleep cycles, 9 hours is 6 sleep cycles. So that's why the 8 hours a night became a thing, because you're getting your 5 sleep cycles. If you're able to average that for the whole week, you're getting your 35. So that's a good way to break it down. So if there are, let's say 3 days, you only got 4 sleep cycles, the rest of the week, you kind of have to pick it up and make sure you're getting, anywhere between 7.5, 8 hours. Obviously, there are people that have a hard time getting enough sleep. I used to be one of those. I would only get about 5.5, and then I would wonder why I was fucking tired the next day. And that's because I wasn't getting at least 6 sleep cycles, and I was actually waking up in the middle of a sleep cycle. So that's why it's something that I encourage people to not get less than 6 hours. So obviously, there's something you can work out with your coach to figure out how to have a better routine. But like I said, Jacob did a great job breaking down how to have a bedtime routine, how to get enough sleep, with using different scents and different smells, different white noises. And then there's a 3-2-1 rule that I like to tell people that are kind of hesitant to take a sleep aid, whether it's 3 hours before, no food or drink, 2 hours before, no work, like that. You're not, consuming your mind with stuff that is going to stress you out. And then 1 hour before, no technology. So no phone, no TV. This is the one I'm usually breaking the rule on for myself, because I'm watching TV before I go to sleep. I have a pretty easy time going to sleep. That's not my issue. So it's not too bad for me. But if you are having a hard time falling asleep, this might be something that you want to tackle. And then lastly, sleep in a pitch black room. You want to make sure your phone notifications are off, like that is not distracting you in the middle of the night. And it allows you to get into your favorite sleep routine. So does anybody have a sleep routine right now that has changed since joining the program?
None of y'all learned from me last month?
I'm still refining my sleep schedule, but I am hitting 6.5 to 7.5 hours per night, because Kat yells at me all the time about my sleep, and I was averaging about 3 to 4 hours of sleep per night. So my sleep volume has increased. Now I'm just kind of refining the schedule.
I'm a truck driver. I don't get that luxury.
Who is that? Is that Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I work 16, 18-hour days, and I sleep whenever I'm not driving. So it varies so often I can't even get a routine.
Are you breaking your sleep so where you're getting like 90 minutes or 3 hours at a time, or is it just like an hour, or what's the usual breakdown?
Oh no, when I pass out, I'm out for the count until I wake back up.
Well, like how many hours would like a short sleep be?
The shortest I've ever done was 3 hours, and I took another, and then I delivered my load and then went back to sleep. So there's that. But I usually get in a full 8 or 9 hours.
Okay. See, but in that
I might
case,
have to wake up to pee in the middle of it, but other than that, yeah, I'm dead to the world.
yeah, and how you said 3 hours is 2 sleep cycles. So you're still breaking it down, and your body might be just waking up naturally after those 3 hours. So, all right, let me get to the last slide before I share the book of the month and the client of the month. All this, if you apply all this into every single day, and you'll be successful. So obviously you want to take every day at a time. If you happen to have a shitty day, that's why we look at a week to week basis when we go over your spreadsheets, because not everyone's going to have a perfect day. But if you do set yourself up with the perfect day, you're going to be able to accomplish this a lot more often than if you're just waking up and just kind of trying to freestyle everything and hoping for the best. If you don't have a plan, you're going to have a hard time. So I'll end with this quote: a day isn't just about what you put into your body, how you look in the mirror, or how much production you can squeeze from 8 hours of work. It's about how you feel, whose lives you connect with, and how much fun you have along the way. So obviously this program is set up for it to be sustainable, to create some longevity, like that you can be successful for a long time, and to make it enjoyable. If you're not able to enjoy it, you're less likely to do it for a long time. That's why those crash diets that can be successful for people don't last very long, because it's very restrictive, which makes it fucking suck even more. So you might not do it for a long time. And then this one touches on homework number 8, which is vacation. Obviously, you still want to be able to enjoy yourself with your family. You want to be able to go on vacation and not feel like your whole life is just built around being perfect all the time. But if you can have, very good days and, chain those up and very, very consistent with that, it's going to allow you to be successful. And like I said, it's going to be enjoyable. So book of the month was On the Day, which I've listened to 3 times. I bought the book. I haven't even fucking read it, but I like to have it to be able to carry it. But this book basically was my inspiration behind the presentation. If you read this, it's going to break down. It'll go into more of the scientific approach of it. So it's not something that I touch on science wise, because obviously I'm not qualified to talk about that. But it's something that if you listen to the book or you read the book, I think you'll get a lot more out of this presentation. And it'll allow you to. He'll give you some tips and tricks that are helpful. In my case, I just referenced to the homeworks that, like I said, if you've been doing this or you've been part of the program for 10, 11 weeks, you've gotten all the homeworks. If you haven't caught up, it's a good time to go back and catch up on those homeworks that you missed. If you're just, going along the way, make sure you're putting in the time, sharing your feedback with your coach and letting them know what you got out of it. Like that, it's something that'll help you be successful besides the stuff that your coach is telling you. And lastly, my client of the month, I don't think I saw Kenny. He said he was going to be on here, but Kenny, are you on here? No, my guy's on it.
No, but I don't see his name in the list.
Yeah, he said he was going to be here, so I don't know what happened. But my client of the month is Kenny Luna. He's lost 45 pounds in 20 weeks. His initial program was 16 weeks, and he's like, let's run it back. We're going to at least be working together for another 26 weeks. He went from 34% body fat to 20%. His waist went from 45 inches to 34, and hips from 44 to 37. And as you can see, based on this picture, he looks a lot younger. He even got a fucking haircut, so he looks fucking great. So I'm super proud of him. So Kenny, you're the client of the month. Hope you can hear me in the fucking, or I'll share this with them as soon as we get down.
The tats are crazy now. Like,
yeah,
they look so good.
That's one thing. It looks even like he touched it up. It looks bluer.
Yeah.
Even around the arm. So thank you very much for making time out of your busy schedule to join us on this live training and give me your time. And oh shit, last slide is missing. It just said own the fucking day. So go out and own the fucking day every day. Like that, you'll be able to be more successful, and you won't be looking back and being like, oh, I wish I would have done more when I was in the program, or I wish I would have done it a lot earlier when you're, halfway through the program. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You can unshare your screen, George.
Right.
Thank you.
Of course. Damn, I deleted it. Any questions? I took the whole hour.
Yeah, George, unshare your screen.
Oh, I thought I did.
Did you?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yeah. It was mine. Good job, George. Appreciate the information today.
Thank you. It was not my first rodeo like last time, so I was less nervous, and I feel like it was a more effective presentation. So happy
Good
about
fucking presentation.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Juanito, what's up, dude? I just saw you.
Dude, the way you talk, you remind me of one of my old drill instructors.
Is that fast?
So the way you talk, you remind me of one of my old drill instructors. Faster
No,
to the
that's what I'm
point.
saying. Am I talking super? Did he talk super fast?
Oh, faster than you by far.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know. Fucking
Marine Corps
Eric,
drill instructors have their own way of speaking, and if you don't keep up, you're fucked.
yeah, Eric tells me to slow down, and I'm working on it, but
That's cool. I'm used to it.
why not?
Yeah, I had to
It's
learn
actually
how
kind of
to.
nice to hear it again.
I had to learn how to slow down myself. I talk really fast. Matt was the one that made me slow down.
The only thing, if I would have fucking slowed down, if I would have slowed down today, we probably would have been here for 2 hours.
I know, right?
It was information rich though. You engaged everybody.
Cool. Awesome.
It is, yeah, that's for sure.
Anybody got any questions or anything they want to add?
Well, I
Andrew,
mean, I'm just gonna say,
Andrew,
if this program requires a schedule, I'm screwed.
No, you're doing good, man.
That's what I'm
You-
saying. The schedule is gonna be a little bit different. This is based on like the fact that you're sleeping overnight and then you're going to 9 to 5. So it's not gonna apply to everyone, but there are different ways to plug it into your schedule and make it effective for you. So you might have to cut some stuff out. You might have to approach it a little bit differently. So it's not gonna one size fits all, definitely. And if there's a good reminder, if anyone hasn't watched all their homeworks, there's a good time. So I'm gonna get on my clients, make sure everyone's been up to date with their homeworks. If not, I'm gonna share this presentation like that. They could go back and like, oh fuck, I didn't realize that talked about this and like that. Some people try to make shortcuts by cutting the 30 minutes, 45 minutes it's gonna take into watching the presentation, and then make the lives a lot harder. Instead of just being able to do that. And like that's one thing with MyFitnessPal. That's one of the things we sent in the beginning. Instead of trying to figure it out on your own, Matt already has a breakdown on how to use MyFitnessPal, so you can copy and paste meals. You can create meals there that you're consistently eating. So like that, you're not having to put in the work every single meal and making your life a lot harder. Because I know in the beginning tracking is hard, but the more you do it, the more effective you're going to be, and it won't take that much time.
It's harder for me because some of the restaurants I go to aren't even on that list.
Yeah, that's where you have to work into guesstimation, and that's where
That's what I do.
your single ingredient foods scale might take a hit. So that's when it's like it might not be the most accurate. So obviously that's why we do the single ingredient foods, because it's gonna help us know that the numbers we're seeing are more accurate and it's not just a guesstimation. But you have to do the best with what you have.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing.
That's all that matters.
I mean, I got about 9,000 or 10,000 steps in this week, so.
Already?
Yeah.
That means you're on pat. That means you're on track. Good job.
I mean, hell, I did 3,000 yesterday alone, and then another 2.5 so far today.
There we go.
So I'm wearing the soles off these boots. I definitely feel different.
That's good. That's beautiful.
It's weird. Like sometimes I'll wake up and I'll feel like I've lost weight, but then like halfway through the day I'm like, no, I feel fat again. What happened?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, if anybody else got no questions, thanks for being on, everybody. We got a bunch of people jumping
Good
on.
job, George.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, George.
Matt, I'll send you the recording.
Thanks, George.
Later,
Appreciate
y'all.
you, man. Thanks, George.